Marketing is a combination of art and science that requires continual refinement as the world around us changes. However, there's some researched psychological hacks that you can incorporate into your marketing to make things easier. To do this, you need to think creatively and use the psychology behind your marketing to your advantage. The result is increased trust, loyalty, sales, and all with very little cost involved. Hi, my name's Sarah Butler, or essbee to some. I've got 20 years experience in marketing and communications management, and I'm here to give you some hacks about how you can use psychology to lift up your marketing game. Number 1, be exclusive. People want what they cannot have. According to Milton Pedraza from the Luxury Institute, exclusivity and uniqueness are the most critical elements to wealthy consumers. This premise applies to service businesses particularly. Think about how much you want to get into that new restaurant in town that's got a waiting list a mile long, or the best hairdresser in town that you're desperately trying to get into. The fact that it's unavailable just makes you want to get in there and use those services more. Exclusivity also works with products, and the only evidence you need of this is the relative scarcity of luxury brands like Louis Vuitton, Prada, Gucci. Again, the scarcity of these products just makes you want it more. If everyone was able to have these products, there wouldn't be the same desire to have them. Scarcity with luxury brands is a technique they use to get you to come to them, rather than them spending valuable marketing dollars trying to entice you. So think about limiting the supply of your services or products. Maybe set up a waiting list, say clients are only being taken on if they're referred from other clients. Anything that you can do to promote that sense of exclusivity will be impactful in your marketing. Number 2 is promote scarcity. Similar to exclusivity and one of the oldest tricks in the marketing book. Scarcity, exclusivity, and urgency go hand in hand. It uses scarcity to persuade people that something is in short supply. People will want it more if they think it's very hard to get. As a general rule, if something is rare or it's becoming rare, people find it more valuable. In fact, when a desirable item is rare or unavailable, consumers no longer base its fair price on the actual value of the product. They put the value on its perceived scarcity. Instead, they base it on the item's scarcity, which is often far more than the actual market value of your product or service. Opportunities seem more valuable to us when they're less available. In your marketing, limited number type messaging works really well to play on this scarcity psychology. So think of things like only available for a limited time, or a certain number of products are only available. Number 3, if it's expensive, people think it's good. Without any other evidence or knowledge, consumers associate an expensive price with a quality of product. Expensive equals good. Research shows that people who are unsure of an item's quality often use this association to predict the value and the quality of a product or service. Therefore, price alone can become a trigger feature for quality. 4, give them choices, but not too many choices. With the advent of hybrid shopping, we've been given more choices and options than ever before, which people love, to a certain extent. In actual fact, more choice isn't actually more beneficial from a marketer's point of view, because many options can make a consumer's day-to-day decision-making even more difficult and complex. This is known as the paradox of choice by psychologists. Psychologist Barry Schwartz contends that we have become less satisfied rather than more satisfied by the number of choices available to us nowadays. And choice paralysis is the unfortunate outcome of having too many options. A well-known study showed that people were 10 times more likely to purchase a jar of jam from an in-store display when the number of items or varieties was reduced from 24 to 6. There are other studies that have indicated less is more as well. According to the Siegel-Gates 2017 Global Brand Simplicity Index, brands that embrace simplicity tend to enjoy increased revenue, brand advocacy, and engagement. Consumers are overwhelmed at the moment, and those brands that provide clear, simple, straightforward product propositions are the ones that tending to be successful. Think of the likes of Apple. In another study using jam again, done by Columbia University, they found that shoppers who tried exotic jams, only 3% of them made a purchase who tried 24 varieties, whereas 30% of shoppers who tried only 6 varieties made a purchase. Often when consumers are given 2 choices, they become immobilised and unable to decide or move. They discovered that by providing a third, less desirable option, it made that paralysis disappear and people were able to make a choice. There are things though that people like to have a choice in doing, and some of these things are methods of getting in touch with people or places or brands, methods of payment and terms of payment, the channel where they get their content or information, upsells or bundles that provide additional value to a baseline purchase. So how do you apply this to your marketing strategy? The most effective direct marketing campaigns have one clear option or one action that needs to be taken, not multiple choices. If you have a special offer, just make it one deal on one particular product. Pointing different types of customers to their best option and not providing them all the available options makes it an easier buy decision for them. It also reduces the likelihood of buyer's remorse when they regret the purchase they've made after they've made it, because they're thinking of all those other options that they could have taken up. Number 5, men and women do purchase differently. I bet you're shocked, right? Not. Here are some quick facts about how you can use these differences to your advantage. 65% of men will purchase something they try on, and they're less likely to look at the price tag than a woman. 86% of women will look at a price tag versus 72% of men. This means if you can get your male customer into a fitting room to try something on, the chances are they're going to convert and make that purchase. Also, men rarely ask for directions when they're in a store. So if they can't find something they're looking for, they will make their exit soon after. The same applies to your website. So if they can't navigate around your website intuitively, quickly, and find what they're after, they're going to bounce off your site pretty quickly. So you need to have the customer service mechanisms in place and the directions to make those male customers find what they're looking for. Men are also better candidates for impulse buying. It's been found that only 25% of men go to the supermarket with a shopping list in hand. So end of aisles and checkouts are great places to upsell and entice men to purchase more while they're out shopping. Number 6, use your customers' words. Use the words, phrases, terminology that your target customer uses. This is more likely to lead to conversion and marketing success. Do this by keeping track of the questions and comments you get, noting the exact terminology and phrases they use. You'll find this is probably quite different to the in-house vocabulary you use within your organisation. For example, do your customers use holiday or vacation? This information is also really valuable for your SEO strategy, and using your customers' own words forges a connection and bond with them. Advertising guru David Ogilvy summed up this common mistake that marketers and businesses make by saying this: I once used the word obsolete in a headline, only to discover that 43% of housewives had no idea what it meant. I used the word ineffable only to discover that I didn't know what it meant myself. Number 7, tap into today's motivators. Every marketer knows there's 10 main motivators for making a purchase. Tap into these to increase your chances of connecting with customers and converting them into a sale. Number 1 is need. Steve Jobs once said, a lot of people don't know what they want until you show it to them. The same applies to needs. Consumers may not know what they need until you show them the end result of a need or a pain point that's been solved. Some customers do know precisely what they want and how to get it, but other customers need a bit of a push in the right direction. You need to raise awareness of that problem or pain point and show how your product or service fixes it for them, and outline how you specifically can solve it for them better than anybody else can. Number 2, acceptance. A lot of times consumers will buy a product or service because they want to be like everybody else. It's a solid case of FOMO, or fear of missing out. This is a very powerful motive for salespeople to use. 3, fear. When it comes to driving sales, fear is a powerful motivator. Companies use scare tactics, whether subtle or overt, to create urgency behind their messaging and sales efforts, playing on the fact that no one wants to leave their problems unresolved. 4. Health. Consumers who care about their personal well-being really want to take steps to look after it. So if you can convince them that your product service will make them more healthy, make them live longer, they'll be eager to learn more. 5. Impulse. Impulse purchases are based on creating a feeling of excitement. Urgency coupled with that can help facilitate that purchase and push them over into a converted sale. A particularly enticing offer might tip a prospect into conversion. And in addition to being a powerful starting point for potential impulse purchases, promotional pricing tactics such as flash sales can often be effective. 6. Pleasure. Sometimes consumers purchase just to satisfy a strong desire, rather than fulfilling any necessary need. Sell by this motive if you're selling luxury exclusive products. Additional motivators in the luxury category are things like taking care of me, connecting with friends and family, style, status and ego. Number 7, financial gain. A business-to-business prospect with this motive wants to gain by leveraging a product or service to improve their business operations. They might want to do things like improve employee productivity, increase revenue, decrease expenses, or achieve other objectives. You must show credibility and cite real results to make an impact here. Show people or show organisations, don't tell them. Mention other businesses or even better, competitors who are currently using your product services to their benefit. 8. Aspiration. Some consumers buy on the belief that this product or service is going to make them a better version of themselves and improve them. Gym memberships and online course subscriptions are prime examples of this, and are often purchased not out of fear and desire, but more out of the want to improve themselves. If you're selling based on this aspiration, the key is to emphasize what the result might be after their purchase. 8. Create a sense of urgency. Move your product or service up the priority list by creating a sense of urgency. Detail the long-term savings of acting now. Explain the competitive edge achieved by taking care of what rivals are letting slide. Use news tie-ins such as the laws or instances reported by media to dramatise the problem that you're solving. Or emphasise the emotional benefit of being able to cross it off their task list. Connect what you're trying to sell with the appropriate season, such as spring cleaning, back to school, holiday shopping, etc. Or relate your product or service to a trend that people will care about and act on, like getting healthy, reducing waste, or shopping locally. Motivate that purchase and conversion by creating a one-time deal for people. 9. Use statistics. To increase credibility in the eyes of your potential customers, use relevant statistics in your communication. Stats also break up blocks of text, can be shown visually, and are usually easily accepted by consumers even without fact-checking. Of course, if you are a marketer, you will be fact-checking your stats before publishing them though. Number 10, give something away. Dr. Robert Cialdini introduced in his book about persuasion the concept of reciprocity. Reciprocity is simple. It essentially means if you give something to somebody, they then feel an obligation to give you something back in return. When you offer something to somebody for free, it's natural for them then to feel a sense of indebtedness and feel like they owe you something or need to return the favour. According to a study by Cialdini, when servers brought diners at a restaurant their bill without providing them a mint, they tipped according to their perception of the value of the service given. With 1 mint, the tips increased 3.3%. With 2 mints, tips went through the roof and were 20% more than the standard. This indebtedness is a real phenomenon, and it has a significant effect. Giving something for free and then making a subsequent request, so how do you use this? Or for example, you could offer a small gift in return for signing up to your newsletter mailing list. Or by giving free samples before a customer makes a purchase, you can create a social obligation for them to return the favour. There are 3 principles around this that make it effective. Offer something first and allow them to feel indebted to you. Offer something exclusive and allow them to feel special. And personalise the offer. Make sure they know it's from you. Number 11, be likeable. People are more likely to buy from someone they like. So how can you make people more likely to like you? Here are some key factors. Physical attractiveness. Research suggests that physical beauty may provide a greater advantage in social interactions than previously thought. Physical attractiveness, in addition to being attractive, generates a halo that causes other characteristics such as talent, kindness, and intelligence to be assigned to an individual. As a result, attractive people are more successful at getting what they want and altering other people's attitudes. Similarity. Again, Dr. Cialdini said, we like people who are like us, and we're more willing to say yes to their requests, often in an unthinking manner. Compliments. Increased familiarity through repeated contact. Be associated with likeable things by connecting your brand and products with positive things. By doing this, you can seek to share in the positivity through the process of association. Number 12, provide social proof. Consumers are engaging with customer reviews more than ever, and brands with less than 4-star reviews are at a serious disadvantage. Consumers don't trust brands with lower ratings as they don't like them. Social proof is essentially the principle of liking. Since we're social creatures, we tend to like what other people like, whether we know them or not. References to, say, the popularity of your website or your products can be psychological triggers. 13. Emphasize benefits, not features. Consumers are constantly bombarded with information about new products and service features. But what they actually really care about is the benefit those features deliver to them and the pain points they can help dissolve. For example, you aren't buying a phone because it has a 1,000,000 megapixel camera. You're buying it because you want the best camera possible to take amazing photos and create long-lasting memories. You don't buy jeans because they cover your legs. You buy them because they look good on and you feel really good wearing them. Number 14, sell the end. This is a similar concept. In a quote by Professor Theodore Levitt, he said that people don't want to buy a 1/4-inch drill. They want to buy a 1/4-inch hole. In your marketing communication, sell the end result that people will get after purchasing your product or service. Describe their current state or pain point and clearly and concisely show how your product or service will help able to satisfy their needs, frustrations, dreams, wants, and more. Your business is the solution. Number 15, remove the risk. Fear of purchasing the wrong thing and buyer's remorse are very real. Alleviate these feelings by taking away as much of that perceived risk as possible. For example, if you're selling a product, you can use anchoring by offering a free trial or a money-back guarantee. You can also use anchoring by showing people using your products in your advertising, tapping into that social proof motivator as well. These psychological tips and tricks are nothing new. They've been around since the middle of last century. However, they've stuck around because they work, both offline and on online setting. You can use them to generate customers, create leads, and drive sales for your business. But just remember to conduct yourself honestly and ethically so everybody wins. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next week with my next video.